this contract saga situation at Liverpool Football Club with the likes of Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards to an extent, John W. Henry, the rest of the FSG, everyone else at the club has been a massive point of contention and one of high debate and controversy amongst people who are fans of Liverpool Football Club because of the stature of these players. Virgil van Dijk, our captain, Colossus at centre-back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, our right back, the Scouse lad whose dream was to play for Liverpool FC, and the one and only Egyptian king Mo Salah, the only player I've ever known to be an 8th season wonder. These three players out of contract at the end of the season. Obviously, everyone knows Trent's situation. Real Madrid are knocking at the door. Whether he goes or not, still unknown. A lot of people saying he's going. Van Dijk has come out multiple times saying, look, everyone who says they know what's happening is lying. At the end of the season, there will be some news. Just know I love the club. I love the fans. I love everything we've achieved, etc., etc. Salah as well at the start of the season was saying no one's spoken to me yet. I don't know what's happening at the moment. I'd love to stay. I love the club. I want to be here. Again, no idea what the actual situation is. And every day that goes past, there's a new bit of information out there. A new article, a new report, a new tweet, a new video of speculation of where these players are going to end up going. At the end of the PSG game in the Champions League the other day, we saw Van Dijk speaking with one of the directors or management team, whatever, of PSG in the change room areas, right? Speculating out of nothing. Nobody knows what actually happened there. People want to say what they want to say. But now news has come out that, according to Sam Maguire as well, just cross over here, says the exclusive, saying PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, are all in on Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool won't break the bank to retain their captain, but they do want him to stay. There's a greater point to this. I'll come back to it. The replies are somewhat interesting here. WTF is this? I did say you wouldn't like it. We're a Salah article away from Liverpool Twitter making Jonestown look like Disney World, thanks Sam. And, you know, with the talk of number 20 on its way, we're 12 points ahead at the moment. We've got the Toffees, the Bitters at home. Once we come back from the international break on April 2nd, get 3 points there, get the business done, just keep on stepping. Could this derail the season? Bringing out news like this at such a critical, crucial time, could we be shooting ourselves in the foot and, to put it bluntly, royally fucking ourselves up for no particular reason whatsoever, other than people reporting stuff online? Crazy. FSG have no business owning a club the size of Liverpool. To be far better suited to owning a club like Bournemouth, Liverpool are far too big for them. Here we go. Well, this was obvious after the talks in the tunnel. 75% of fan base leaving with them, not accepting our best players leaving for nothing. You know, there's a bit of a contention there. Like, to say that this is happening or that this is the deal, again, nobody knows for sure. Van Dijk probably knows, his agent knows, only the parties involved know for sure. And look, players leaving, it happens non-stop. And I'll say this again, everyone needs to know this. It's been said from time to death. No player is bigger than the club. We've gone our whole lives hearing that non-stop. Back in the day, Dalglish left, Liverpool kept on surviving. McManaman left, Liverpool kept surviving. Gerrard left, Liverpool kept surviving. Suarez left, Liverpool kept surviving. Coutinho left, Liverpool kept surviving. Right? Manchester United, Canton left, they were just fine. Andy Cole, Dwight York left, they just fine. You know, Roy Keane, Scholes, they left, they were fine. Ronaldo left, fine. Rooney left, well, United, bad example, okay? But you get what I'm saying. Arsenal had their players as well come and go. These things happen in cycles. And the news that, you know, maybe he will be going for nothing is arguably where the real, you know, ire of the fans is. Like, fair enough, players go, we understand it, but to let the contracts run out and not have anything to back ourselves on, I think that's the thing that everyone is up in arms about. If you're going to go, cool, fair enough, thank you very much. But to get rid of players or to let players leave, proper term, who have been in such a high regard, playing at the highest level, season in, season out, known to be the best in the business in their positions, in their respective fields, to go out on a nothing, on a $0, on a Bossman, on a free, That's the crazy part. That's the one part I think a lot of Liverpool fans just are not with. And to move over to another tweet here from Samuel, who posts a lot on social media, says rehiring Michael Edwards has been the worst decision to be made, and the second worst decision was hiring Richard Hughes. What an absolute mess to see 3 key players not renewed and more likely out than in as days pass by. This might be the tweet that turned things around. Samuel not being positive about Liverpool. They really fucked up. One more exclusive from Sam Maguire to make him directly tweeting John W. Henry. You don't have the responsibility to tell me what to do. Okay, someone didn't like what he had to say. Yep, done an absolutely terrible job of recruiting a manager who has within touch of second place. He hired a great manager, but not to renew players is the key part here. And of course, people always quick to say, oh, but you wouldn't be here without FSG. You wouldn't be here without FSG. Well, yes, we know this. We wouldn't be here without FSG. But the point is, FSG got us here to this particular situation, to this particular point. But the fact that we haven't done anything to prolong ourselves here, not yet as far as we can see, is the issue. That's what people are not liking. That's what people are saying. This is why we're saying FSG are a bit of a problem at the moment. FSG need to go, FSG out. If you want to see proper FSG out stuff, go watch Hassam's videos. I'm here just giving you a mediocre take on what I see as a situation here. I don't like what FSG are doing, but at the same time, I can understand it. And I've always said, I maintain it in life. I don't have to like something, but as long as I understand it, at least I'm at a point where I can't be over emotional about it. At least I can understand and it's comfortable. It's like sort of rational realization that, okay, this is the situation. This is what it is. I don't like this to be the case, but this is what it is. And this is the reason potentially why, right? Another one here from Anything Liverpool. I don't know why it zooms out all the time when I want it to zoom in. Embarrassment by the club if Van Dijk does not extend. Van Dijk's extension is vital for Liverpool's future. The club must act fast. Be a big loss for Liverpool, massively indeed. And the question begs, what is stopping Van Dijk from signing on? What is stopping Salah from signing on? What is stopping Trent from signing on? Because as far as we know, Trent wants to go to Madrid, and he's pretty much already there. Injured at the moment, hopefully comes back, quicker, sooner rather than later, I think the proper term is. But to say that we have issues at the moment is an understatement. We have massive issues. We have players we need to replace that are not of our top 3 players. We have players, again, like Alisson. Do we extend his contract again? Because we have Mamardashvili coming in. Do we sell Kelleher, for example? Mamardashvili doesn't want to come in as a number 2. He wants to come in as a number 1. So long as Alisson is here, Alisson is our number 1, unless we see reasons not to have him as our number 1. We need new right backs, just because. We need new left backs, because I think Robertson is past it. We need centre backs. Kanate flirting with going to PSG as well. Maybe not, his contract might not be renewed either then. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Van Dijk, there's a question mark there. Gomez, injured. Is he going to sign on? Is he going to stay for another couple of seasons? Bradley is here for now. McAllister is here. Szoboszlai is here. Diaz flirting with Barcelona. Salah, is he staying? Is he going to another club? Is he going to go to PSG? Is he going to go to Saudi Arabia? We don't know. Jota, is he still up for the challenge? Doesn't look like it. Darwin, is he going to move to Spain, which I think he'll be much better for if he goes to like a La Liga team like Atletico Madrid? By all means, if he goes to Atletico Madrid, bring me Julian Alvarez in that case. No issues whatsoever there. Just as an example of some of the players we have in this squad here that we need to add to and we need to replace or improve upon. That's what I'm thinking of at the moment. Now, the reason why I have Michael Edwards in the thumbnail here, I've got Salah, I've got Van Dijk, I've got Richard Hughes, John W. Henry, and Michael Edwards. And I'm pretty sure I did a video at the start when, it was announced that Edwards was coming back. And I said, well, this is good news for Liverpool because of the success we've had. But at the same time, it all depends on what he deems to be acceptable. Is he going to have a Salah stay on and a Van Dijk who are high earners? And the main talking point from what I've seen is, do Liverpool want to change their wage structure and give certain players more money to have other players saying, hang on a second, why are they earning more money? I want to have more money as well. Maybe not to the same levels. Maybe they don't want 350 grand a week, but they're on 80. They might want 150. If I'm on 150, I want 200. Increase. Then they have to increase pricing on other things, and it becomes an absolute shit show. I don't want to end up like Man United, where they have players coming in off the cuff, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds on 150 grand, or 19-year-olds demanding 150 grand. I don't want that to be the case, right? But to bring it back to Michael Edwards, Grizz Khan, somewhat divisive in the Liverpool space, but big up Grizz every single time. He said on April 25th, 2024, you can see the date is right here. Right there. Says Edwards hasn't been brought in back to make friends and keep it all rosy. I believe, and it's only my opinion, he's been brought back to reduce the wage bill and to make some very difficult decisions. I don't think we'd have bought Diaz, Nunez or Endo under his tenure, in my opinion, he said. And this was back on the 25th of April of 2024, last year. Not much in the replies here. Just having a quick look to see if there's anything interesting here. We would have signed Isak and Bruno G if Edwards was around. Time to get ruthless and throw our weight around in the market. We're a massive club. We can't be relying on second rates anymore. I think it's fair. Diaz was brought in January transfer window before Edwards left and Julian Ward negotiated the deal. Blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. So this was back then. Now, he tweeted recently again, as much as probably a couple of hours ago. Says his way or the highway, interesting months ahead. Now, he said that back then. It could have been just a speculative thought. It could have been just a maybe. Here's my opinion as to what it is. And it comes back to this. If Edwards has been brought in to rejuvenate this squad and bring players back and say, okay, we are going to have you, come to Liverpool FC. You're going to be playing this position, that position, signing a Milos Kerkez, for example, a Baleba from Brighton, or I don't know, fucking somebody from somebody, right? Just throwing names out there. Isak from Newcastle for an example, right? I don't think it's going to happen, but as an example, cool. But that's only good and well so long as you have the players who are your current big stars still there at the moment. But then that means that those players have to then reduce their position on the field, take the bench more often than not, and phase other players in there. I mean, I remember when Martin Skirtle came into the fold, Daniel Agger, Carragher at Liverpool in the late 2000s when Sami Hyypiä was here, and then obviously he saw himself phased out and he eventually up and left, which is understandable. But with all due respect, Van Dijk is no Sami Hyypiä. Van Dijk is Van Dijk. Salah is Salah. You know what I mean? As much as it sucked to see Torres leave, as much as it sucked to see Suarez leave, Salah, for all intents and purposes, the goal scorer that he's been for us, the talisman, the player we can rely on. Not to say he's carried us, but he's been our go-to guy. Trent as well, the home lad. Him going for $0 probably is the most frustrating part. Local lad. But then some will say, well, he's a local lad. He's given you everything. Why do you need money for him? And like the Joker said, like this dude that's on this poster behind me, moving the camera, there he is in the back corner there. As he says, if you're good at something, never do it for free. Equally, if you have an asset that's worth money, don't give it away for nothing. Try and get some money for the asset that you have. No one's going to give a house away for free or a car or anything else like that. So that's why I say this is why people are annoyed. These players leaving for $0. You want to keep them there so the new players coming in can be bled through and have their way in and have a bit of an understanding as to what's expected on their Liverpool from the players that they're taking over or stepping into the fold for. It's just mad to see that these players could potentially leave all for $0, all in the one window. And then it could be very, very peak for Liverpool, which is why I say peak time. Not in a good way, in the negative way. Just reading some comments here. If Verge goes, that's just pure stupidity, especially with the manager being vocal about keeping him. Grizz reckons that he won't be leaving. He was brought in to remove aging high earners like Mo and Van Dijk, probably wanting to keep Trent, but none rejects Real Madrid and rejuvenate the team. Next season would be the real test to see of what Slot's medal is as a manager. This year was largely due to squad Klopp built before Slot's arrival. Possibly. I think there's probably a fair shout in that. But yes, he's not the director of football at Liverpool FC. He works for FSG now. But if FSG are saying, look, we're spending too much money on players, we need to reduce the amount of money we're spending on players, maybe that's where Edwards would step into it. Again, speculating. I don't know the whole ins and outs at the moment, but that's just what I'm looking at. That's what I'm thinking. Just reading some of these bits of information there. So it's mad. Losing your captain would probably be the worst thing. And look, a lot of people hate FSG over this. A lot of people are not fans of FSG and they haven't been. And I bring it back to not the main point, one of the points that I said before. I know this video's gone on for a while here, but FSG did help us bring back success. Got us number 19, got us number 6, helped us win an FA Cup, League Cup, multiple challenges in the league. Ultimately, you don't get anything for coming second, losing out by a point, and any other time you finish with 90 plus points, you end up winning a league, which is crazy. So they did help us, to where we are. But at the same time, when people say, but FSG brought you Arne Slot, who's going to win you a league on his first attempt from a squad that FSG helped Klopp build, etc., etc. Well, that's all good and well again. But we're not looking at the manager. We're talking about the players that are currently here. You want to win next season, you can't be doing it when 3 of your big players have up and gone. To have a whole new squad come through, almost new squad come through, and then to say, okay, go and win the league this season, I think it's going to be hard-pressed. I've never seen a team that has come through and done something within the first season, having played together. Maybe you can have an argument for Man City when Pep was here in his second season, I think after he won the league at that point there, or third, whatever it was. But very hard to see that happening on a consistent basis. So, yeah, peak time for Liverpool. What happens with our squad? What happens with our players? And more importantly, what happens for the remainder of the season with news like this still rumbling around? Salah's form the last couple of days, not great. Van Dijk speaking to rival members, or members of rival teams, I should say. Trent injured, maybe talking to Bellingham in his spare time. I don't know what's happening to you. Let me know your thoughts down below. This is just me giving you my speculations. I don't know for sure. Video's gone on for too long already, and I'll catch you on the next one.